This video is an iPad lesson on creating your own propaganda poster. To begin the lesson, we first need to know some things about these posters, such as what does a propaganda means. Propaganda is information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. Propaganda at its core is simple mass communication. Its goal is to influence the attitude of the community, sometimes an entire society. This is most often done in the form of a political art poster. You may know of some posters from the web or you've seen them around. We, however, will be focusing on just three. First is the J. Howard Miller's from the Westinghouse Electric in 1943. We Can Do It. Produced for World War II as part of a campaign in the U.S. to enlist women to join the workforce. Its aim was to encourage women to join the workforce when many never held jobs before, just because their husbands held the jobs. The poster glorified and glamorized the role of the working woman, making her strong yet feminine. Next is the classic I Want You poster by James Montgomery Flagg. Originally, it was published as a cover of Leslie Weekly in July 6, 1916, with the title, What Are You Doing for Preparedness? Over 4 million copies were printed between 1917 and 1918 when entering World War I. And our third and final propaganda poster by Shepard Fairey's iconic poster of Barack Obama and came to represent his 2008 presidential election. Shepard was later charged for a copyright lawsuit because he used a photograph from the Associated Press. The next thing you might ask yourself is what makes a good propaganda poster? A propaganda poster can scare you. It can send chills down your spine. The poster should be easy to read. The colors can enhance the poster. Pause this and talk to your peers about what else could go into making a good propaganda poster. The goal for our lesson is to create a propaganda poster using one of three famous propaganda poses to promote a school issue. For this next slide, have the teacher pause the video. We will be using school issues to promote through our propaganda posters. Examples of school issues are standardized tests, whether or not we should have them, school funding, or bullying. Write down a few issues that you've seen in your school or have experienced that you think are important. Survey at least 5 peers about school issues that they feel need to change or promote. Now choose one of the 3 posters. Which poster did you choose? Think about your school issue and how the best poster can capture the viewer's attention. For this lesson, we will use Sketchbook Express. When in Express, you need to know about a few of the tools. First is the layer tool. This tool allows you to have multiple layers so you don't have to erase your body. Also in this layer is a file you can get your pictures from. By pressing on the plus sign with the flower, you can find your pictures. The next tools are your coloring and drawing tools. I recommend that you play around with all of the tools so you can get a feel of how each works. 2 important things in this tool file is the radius, which adjusts the size of the tools, and the opacity, which lightens and darkens the hues. The next tool file is the text and transformation tools. The text is pretty self-explanatory, and the transform tool allows you to adjust the size of your picture as well as the angle. Now it's time for us to start our lesson. First, you'll need to take a photo of yourself in one of the 3 propaganda poses using your iPad. Next, you'll need to trace yourself, but first you need to add another layer so you're not tracing straight onto your body. You can also add more detail as an option. A quick hint to help you out with your tracing is to zoom in. By pushing both of your fingers and separating them, you can make it easier to trace. Next, if you go to your layer, you can push the I button by each layer and make them invisible. Next, you'll need to add color. By coloring yourself using a tool in Express, if using a paint bucket, make sure there's no openings for paint to escape. You'll know what I mean if paint goes everywhere. Just stop, undo it, and fix it. Another tool you can use is the paintbrush or the airbrush. The choice is yours. Remember to zoom in to help you with those pesky small spots. By this point, if you haven't made your layer of your picture invisible, do so. Now it's time to add your text. Depending on your school issue, make sure your text is clear and large enough so everyone can read it. You can also change the color and the size of your text, so make sure it's visible. It's time to check for some understanding. Does your text help you promote or tell about a school issue? Are you posed in one of the 3 propaganda poses? Now it's time to add the finishing touches. Add a thought bubble or add background, or maybe add some pencils like I did in this finished piece. Here are a few more examples of propaganda posters I made of myself. After you have finished working on your propaganda poster, I want you to upload it to your blog. And when you upload it to your blog, write a short paragraph about what school issue you were talking about in your propaganda poster. Also, after you've finished, I want you to fill out this rubric of what you think you did. I will also fill one out, and we'll use both of them to grade your art piece.